It was dark, dreary. The rain clouds had moved on, but the water still dripped from the rooftops and skyscrapers. They fell and fell, hypnotizing, dangerous in the city where it's already easy to be caught off guard. The hooded man approached me in the middle of the night as I was walking home from a business meeting that ran late. He said the words that would tear at the soul, a question with infinite answers, but always a consistent result. I will grant you one wish. I laughed to myself. Crazy person or not, I knew how those stories always went. Granted in a horrifying way. Wisher dies, simple as that. I've read The Monkey's Paw. I'd seen The Wishmaster. I wouldn't be so careless and stupid. I thought myself clever when I made my wish, so innocuous that in any play on it would be downright foolish. I wish for $1. Had it been a crazy person, even he could have granted me this wish. But it was no crazy person. I watched as the hooded man raised his hands, cupping them around the air, and slowly pulled a $1 into reality, as though out of a black hole. It gingerly floated down into my cupped hands. I looked at the bill, incredulous. Then I looked back up. The man was gone. At home, I could do nothing but stare at the bill, unsure if I had truly seen what I thought I had. How could he have done it? Was he really a genie of some sort? Was the bill even real? Or am I just dreaming? I was sure it wasn't. But there are all these questions that bothered me the most. The thought racked my mind endlessly was, did I just waste a legitimate supernatural wish on a $1? I had figured the man was some kind of genie I've been brought up in horror stories to believe in, that it would have created some kind of hell for me in the wish. I figured the dollar would have created minimal suffering at best. But I hadn't honestly expected the wish to come true anyway. I thought I was just humoring the crazy man, but nothing has happened. The supernatural being granted me the wish and went off. I could have had anything. Anything I could have wished for billions for a $1. I could have wished for power, to be superhuman. I could have wished for world fucking peace. But I had $1. $1. I couldn't sleep that night. Hell, I didn't sleep for the next week. How could I? Every missed opportunity, embarrassing moment in my past, anything that I wanted to change, just zipped through my mind. Every little annoyance echoed in my head. The woman in the cubicle next to me who kept smacking her gum. I could have wished her mouth shut. The guy who kept bringing his work problems to me because he couldn't do them, but still got paid more. I could have wished him to be fired. My boss, who did absolutely nothing but shit on me day in, day out. I could have wished him dead and had me in his place. Saturday, I went into work. The only person who works Saturdays is my boss. That dumb shit. He never really worked. He went in to bang his secretary in empty offices while his wife was at home with their 2 kids and believed he was at work making them a better life. She would have thanked me. The stapler on my desk would do the trick. I caught the secretary coming out of my boss's office. The back end of the stapler gashed right into her temple. She was out cold. My boss, still buttoning up his pants, tried the old trick of yelling at me and telling me I was fired to get me to stop advancing, but I could see the fear in his eyes. He couldn't even get the zipper to work right. I pushed him onto the desk, grabbed the fountain pen off his desk, and stabbed him in both of the eyes. This time, not so quick to bash the head in. He writhed around on the desk. I took my rightful seat at his desk. This is what my wish should have been, I thought. This was the happiest I'd been all week. It could have been the happiest I'd ever been, as far as I could remember. Someone must have heard the scream on one of the lower floors. We were at the top of 16 stories. Maybe it was someone else's boss screwing his secretary too, who heard us. Someone who didn't have the guts to murder for a better job. Whoever it was, they heard us because I could hear a faint sound of sirens outside the building on the street below. They probably wouldn't have let me keep this job after what I'd done. I went up to the roof, dragging the still twitching body of my former boss. When I got to the top, I found that I was right. Cop cars littered the street. Those are what I aimed for when I tossed the body head first off the building. I hit one of the cars dead on. A cop car was always where I thought that guy belonged anyways. I heard the SWAT team burst open the door leading up to the roof. I pulled the dollar bill out of my pocket. My one wish. My one clever fucking wish. I tore it in half and jumped off the building before the SWAT team could grab me. Spending life in a cell would only create more problems. I couldn't wish away. As I fell towards the pavement below, I looked down. In the midst of the police, no one seemed to notice a hooded man with glowing red eyes standing directly below me, arms wide as though to catch me. My last thought before I showed the ground with my guts, my only clear thought in the entire past week, was that the devil was far more clever than I.